This is a 2 bedroom house, a small terraced 2 bed that hasn't been updated in a long time, and I think it has potential to be a lot better than it currently is. So you come in the front door on the left there, a little hall, stairs up to the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom, and off the hall you go through the living room into a fairly big kitchen at the back with a single door out to a cute little garden. The issue is that the living room is pretty much like an extension of the hallway. You come through the living room to get to the kitchen, through the living room to get to the garden, through the kitchen, round the dining table. Nothing's connected nicely to the garden and even to each other. So I think there's room to improve this. I'm going to just strip it back, take it back to the bare bones and see what we can do differently. Just brainstorm the space. This isn't necessarily about finding the final plan, but just playing around with options, kind of opening up the mind to think outside the box. What's possible, and then refine it later. If you can come up with a good overall layout, then you can always fix it later, the details. So this is the first draft, where we flip the house, put the kitchen to the front, put the living room to the back. Wouldn't necessarily suit everybody. All layouts, all houses are largely a lot of personal taste, a lot of how people live their lives. So for me, I would prefer this. I would rather have people come through the kitchen and keep the living room as the cosy space at the back with more privacy, opening onto the garden, but each to their own. So I still think it can be better. So I'm going to rework this again and look at how it would be if it was just one big open plan living space. I think that would work nicely for this space. Open plan doesn't always make a space better. It actually doesn't always make space feel bigger. But I think in this case it will. I think this is a really good example of where open plan living in a small house does the right job. So I'm going to try for an island unit. And again, I wouldn't normally think an island unit fits in a small house, but in this particular layout, I think it will work. I'm going to try it and see. And, I might come up with something better later too. I'll put a rounded end on the island there, because when you walk in from the hall, the last thing you want is to be met with a sharp corner of an island unit. Soften it off with a rounded end and it'll be much nicer. It'll feel like a nicer experience to walk in and a flow. So put the cooker on the island so it becomes a nice social kitchen space, but it's still zoning the kitchen separately. By putting the island unit there, it's like creating a wall without a wall. And then the living space is still connected at the other side, and I still think I can do better. So let's just move these. I think a dining table is still going to fit. I don't think it needs that much sofa space. Let's see if I can just fast track here and we can flip it around. There's an L-shaped sofa and a dining table fits, and this one is my personal favourite. I like how the L-shaped sofa sort of zones the living space. Again, a wall without a wall. And when you're sitting on it, looking out to the back garden, you've got a nice aspect there, a sense of space.